So we are finishing our notes on tolerance and attendance. So creating inequality word problems, absolute value inequality word problems. So if you flip on over, notice here, so on the front side, we were given our tolerance and our attendant, right? On the back side, this time we're giving our max and our min. So we're working backwards, okay? And so it says a friend is planning a trip to Alaska. He purchased a coat that is recommended for outdoor temperatures from -15 degrees to 45 degrees. Let T represent the temperature for which the coat is intended. So they want us to find what is the intended temperature like? What is the ideal temperature to be this coat to be worn at? So they give us our min, and our min is -15 degrees. And they give us our max, and our max is 45 degrees. Do we see that? So on the front, we discussed that if I have my max and my min, I can then find my tolerance, right? So to find my tolerance, my capital T, that's my max minus my min divided by 2. So my max is 45. My min is -15 divided by 2. So that gives me a negative times a negative is a positive. And 45 plus 15 is 60. And 60 divided by 2 is 30. So what is our tolerance? 30. Does that make sense? How do you feel about working backwards so far? Okay, doable? All right. Now we got to find our intended value. Your intended value is your max or your min. So using your max or your min. So my intended value, remember, that's the median. So I'm looking for the middle ground, what my I. And I know that my minimum is -15 and my maximum is 45. And what was our tolerance? 30. So that means that my max is my max minus my tolerance or my min plus my tolerance. And where does either one of these take me? What will be 45 minus 30 or -15 plus 30? 15. So my intended value equals 15. So the ideal temperature to wear this jacket is at 15 degrees. That means I'll be like, right in the middle. Okay? Yes. So then we're going to write the compound inequality. So for the compound inequality, we need our tolerance and we need our intended. Do we have those values? Yes, we have our T, we have our I, so we can write our compound inequality. So we have -30 is less than or equal to X minus our intended, which is 15, which is less than or equal to 30. So that's our compound inequality. I also can write it as an absolute value inequality because I have an intended and I have a tolerance. So my absolute value inequality is X minus 15 less than or equal to 30. So notice how we work completely backwards. You see the difference from the front to the back? So on the front, we started here at step 4, right? And worked our way up to find our max and our min. On the back, we were given our min and our max, and we had to work our way down to find our inequalities. All right, how do we feel? All right, so what I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do the practice, and then we're going to check the practice together, okay? If you don't have the practice paper, I have extras on my desk. So for the first one, here they gave us our max and our min, right? So the furniture maker uses a specification 23 and 8400s to 24 and 1600s for the width of their desk drawer. And so they gave us our min and they gave us our max. So this would have been like the back of our notes where you're finding the tolerance. And your tolerance equals your max minus your min divided by 2. Yeah, it's yours. Our max is 24 and 1600s. Our min is 23 and 8400s divided by 2. When I subtract those two, I get 3200s. 3200s divided by 2 is 16. So that means my tolerance has to be 16. So looking over here, the tolerance is what's less than or equal to, and this tolerance is 24. This tolerance is 32. So the tolerance had to be
B. See, look, I read it again. This.
okay. So what that is telling me is that their width expansion is only 16 hundredths of an inch apart, give or take. All right. So then on this one, it says when Spheres R Us shipped bags of golf balls, the number of balls in each bag must be within 4 balls of 300. Write a compound inequality and an absolute value inequality for an acceptable number of golf balls, right? So this is telling me that they have golf balls. Their ideal bag has how many in it? 300, because that's my ideal, my desired value. That's my intended, right? That's my I. And I need to be within 4. So I am either subtracting 4 or adding 4. So what would be my min and my max? 296 and 304. So I have my I, my T. So I equals 300, T equals 4, and here's my min and here's my max. Which one of these satisfies all of that information?
D.
The answer would be D. My min, my max, my intended, my tolerance. How many of you feel like you may have overthought this a little bit? A little bit? All right.